I'm quizzing myself to see if I qualify as an equestrian. What's up, guys? I'm Lizzie, and today we're back with I'm very nervous about this because I take these quizzes very seriously, and if I fail I will be devastated and then I will probably have to sell everything I own. I'm not gonna do that. Let's get into quizzing, shall we? Our first quiz, how good of a rider are you? No, it's actually, how good a rider are you? So this is really legit. So obviously a really good horse trainer or rider or whatever made this quiz because it's already off on a great start. So first one. Have you done any work without stirrups? Does a bareback riding count? Let's see our options. Some, like sitting trot. Oh, everything. Walk, trot, canter, gallop, and jumping. I've walked, trotted, and cantered without them. Never will I do that. Huh? What is that? So, clearly, the last one, no. I have done work without stirrups. Not a lot. I don't prefer it, but I do feel like bareback riding is pretty much the same thing. So maybe I'd go with third. I've walked, trotted, and cantered without them. That seems legit. Okay. Do you mind dirty, muddy horses, mucking stalls, etc.? I don't prefer them. Let's take a look at the answers. What's mucking a stall? It's okay, but I'd rather not. Ew! No, I love it. Who loves muddy horses? Nobody wants their horse to be muddy. Nobody. I mean, I know what mucking a stall is. I don't have stalls, so I don't have that problem. And ew, I mean, it's kind of accurate actually because it is gross. It's okay, I'd rather not though. So I'll just go with number 2. What gaits can you handle with control? I mean, it depends what horse you're riding. Because if you're riding a trained horse, you can control every gait. But if you're riding a non-trained horse, then there's no gaits that you can control. All of them from walk, trot to gallop. Number 1 is for me. Do you know your diagonals? Yes. I mean, I've never taken lessons before, so things like that. Also, I feel like that's more of like an English writing thing, and I really don't want to fail. Number 2, I have some trouble. I will be honest. Moving on. You go out to the field to get your horse. They won't let themselves be caught. It will take forever. What should you do? Get a better relationship with your horse? Number 1, just leave the horse there. Ew. Who says ew in a situation like this? I would never go in a dirty field to get a dirty horse. There was never the word dirty in this question. I think you should stay in the city where you belong. Moving on. You keep at it until you catch the horse. You keep at it for a bit and then just give up. Where's that gonna get you? I mean, what is your definition of catching a horse? Do you chase them until they're tired? Do you play games with them to encourage them to come to you and convince them? Do you try to trap them in a corner? I mean, it really depends on the horse. You could just sit there and wait for them to come to you, but there's no option there. I mean, I guess I go with number 3. You keep at it until you catch the horse. I don't like the word catching because I don't have to catch my horses ever. Can you bend your horse's nose out to the right or left? Yes, I do that a lot. I don't think you should be riding. You were riding a very fresh horse. The horse decides she wants to just go fast. How do you handle this horse? Stay calm, keep your seat in the saddle, keep the reins short, but not till my camera mysteriously stopped recording on me and I lost my spot. But we've been through a few since you were last here, so I'm just gonna recap what we've been through a little bit. Obviously, I selected the first one. And can you do 2-point at every gait? I said yes, you do it all the time. Do you know what working trot, slow trot, strong trot, slow canter, and working canter are? I picked number 2 because I've never had lessons before, so I feel like this is something that you use different terms for. Like I do transitions, and I know what that is, but I refer to it as like a long trot, slow trot, long canter kind of thing, and I practice those things, but I can't say for sure that it is the same thing because I don't want to make a fool of myself. How do you do a downward transition? Sit down, close your fingers. Obviously, I selected the first top one. Do you know what leads are? Yes, it means that their outside back leg starts off, then their inside back leg and outside foreleg go together in unison, and then the inside foreleg goes forward, and the process starts all over again. Obviously, this top one has a much smarter explanation than all of the other ones, so obviously that would be the right one to pick. I'm gonna go with that top one, even though I read it, but my brain didn't register anything of it, but it seems smart. Anyways, when you're going to a jump and you're at the takeoff, what should you do? What? I've never jumped. Put your hands forward and go with the motion. Launch yourself forward as hard as you can. I'm definitely never going to jump in my life. It's so sad. Why would you say that? Never say never, you know? There's possibilities are endless if you keep an open mind. Put your hands forward and go with the motion. I guess that's not the most technical way of putting it, but okay. One left. How high do you jump? This one is stupid. I can jump tiny cross rails. Yes. I can jump over 5 feet. No, my highest jump has probably been like a little over 3 feet, but you know, I've got a small horse, so who cares? So high you can jump, it doesn't make you any better. I can jump 18 inches to 2 feet. I don't jump at all. I just do ground pulls. Now, why is there no option in between 5 feet and 2 feet? There's 2 feet in there that we're missing. I do 18 inches to 2 feet. I do cross rails. I also do ground pulls. I've done higher than 2 feet, so I'm not as newbie as this wants me to think, just because I don't do 5 feet. 18 inches to 2 feet, whatever, I'll be stupid. Submit answer. You are a 64% great rider. I mean, I don't mean to blush, but okay. I should be more than that, but you are a pretty good rider. You can probably walk, trot, canter, gallop. Probably? Probably? I already said I could. Why are you saying probably? Do 2-point and lots of other interesting things, such as bending to the right or the left, or riding a moderately feisty horse. Keep up the good work. You are still working on using your leg more than your hand, and have done some cantering without stirrups. I'm so glad I took this test and figured this out. Okay. Thank you. 64%. So honored. Let's go to our quiz number 2. This one is, how good are you at horse riding? How many times have you been in a horse, lesson-wise? So, it only counts if you've had lessons, is that what you're saying? I feel a little, what's the word when you're offended? I'm gonna say more than I can count because I've been riding for a very long time. I've never had lessons, but you know, can you ride without stirrups? We've already discovered that I probably can. Do you need to be reminded of your diagonals? They always have to bring up the diagonals again. Why? Sometimes. Do you have trouble keeping the horse going? Depends what horse you're riding. Yeah, never, sometimes. Yes, most of the time, rarely. If you're training a new horse, then it can be difficult, especially if they are more of a slow introvert horse. But if you're riding a fast pony that likes to go places, unless you're in a riding arena being timed, then no. The question is, do you have trouble? I'm going to say never, because I'm really good. Do you have trouble with your leads? Most of the time, never. Leads, rarely. Sometimes. Since I've been learning pole bending. I feel like I've gotten a lot better with lead changes, but we still are sticky on it sometimes, I feel like. So I'm gonna say sometimes. I'm being humble here, guys. How often do you jump? Most of the time. I don't jump every lesson, sometimes not very often. Why is horse riding dependent on how well you can jump? There's other disciplines than jumping. I'm gonna say most of the time. How high can you jump? Ground post 6 inches, between 1 foot and 6 inches, 2 feet and 6 inches. That's very particular. And don't jump 6 inches to 2 feet, 3 feet and higher. You can't jump any lower than that. That's such a shame. Again, why is it dependent on how high you can jump? That doesn't determine how good of a rider you are. I'll go with between 1 foot 6 inches, 2 feet and 6 inches. Sounds fair. I can obviously do more than that because I'm a really good rider, but you know, you just can't do more than the horse can do sometimes. Do you jump courses? 6 to, I'm so dyslexic. 4 to 6 jumps per course. 5, again, dyslexic. 4 to 5 jumps per course, 1 to 3 jumps per course. I don't jump 6 or higher. What's the question? Do you jump courses? I will sometimes set up courses in my arena, but I only have like 3 jumps that I can sometimes divide into like 4. So I'll say, 4 to 5. I can sometimes scramble up another jump. So, can you count and estimate stride counts? I can do both. I can count, but I can't estimate. Stride counts, I can estimate, but I can't count. How old are you? Most of the time, but I still have trouble with estimating our stride counts. Most of the time, but I still have trouble with estimating our stride counts. Okay, I'll go with that one, because same. How is your contact? Contact, I'm a little rough around the edges there. Perfect, okay, mostly pretty good. Who would ever say perfect? What an arrogant thing to say. Nobody is perfect. Obviously, we all want perfect contact, but I feel like a lot of the times we mess up as riders and are kind of messy on it. Even professionals, I feel like sometimes I have too much contact. Mostly pretty good. You can knock me points off if you want, but I'm just being honest. Can you steer? Be honest. Be honest. Can you steer your horse? Can you? Can you steer your horse? Or are you just running in circles, or just galloping home every single time you override? I sometimes crash into things. What? Are you riding a car or a horse? You know, horses don't just crash into things like that. I'm glitching out. Okay. I am on a lead line most of the time. Most of the time I am pretty good at it. I have crashed into something once. Are we talking about the same thing? Can you steer? I don't understand this question. I'm being stupid now. I'm panicking. Is this a problem people have? They can't steer? I'm great at steering. I thought that was normal. Have you competed in a show? Yes, more than 5 times. Depends what you consider a show. Did you place in your show? I won, guys. I won. Last one. What level rider do you think that you are? This will not affect your answer. Then why is it here? Beginner, advanced, intermediate, beginner. I'm gonna say advanced intermediate. This is probably a kind of that arrogant thing to say, because like nobody wants to admit how good they are. I mean, some people do. I'm getting real tired of my camera dying on me. I chose advanced to intermediate because and turns out that I took that whole quiz for nothing, because that's all that they wanted to know, because then they just told me I'm advanced to intermediate with my results. So and they also said that we all know that you would rather be riding, which is fact, and if you keep at it you will become advanced. So words of wisdom, you should definitely live by those amazing words. So glad I took this test. Anyways, we're going on to the next test. Hopefully my camera doesn't die on me again. It's not my fault. It's because my brother has all kinds of stuff on the card and he doesn't really anything. Are you a horse person? This one is really fun, you guys, so you're gonna love this. First one. If someone offered you a horse and everything you'd ever need to care for it, would you take it? Money, equipment, horse, free, of course, but I wouldn't really take care of the horse. just go shopping with other money. Huh? Scum of the earth. Hey, I'd accept a free horse no matter what. Well, I don't know. What color is it? Are you serious? I hate horses. I hate you too. I hate all animals. This person should be in jail. I wish they would burn and die. Are you a monster? Why do they even have to exist? I'm not even going to say that. It infuriates me so badly. Of course, like, oh my gosh, yes. So, do people like this actually exist out there? And if they do, you need therapy. And I don't say that to a lot of people, but if you hate animals and wish they would burn and die, then there is something wrong with you. So I think I have to go with, hey, I'd accept a free horse no matter what, because all of these other answers are dumb as heck. So let's say you have the horse, it's a mare, which means it is awesome, correct? It's a boy or a baby, I can't remember, you're dumb. It's an adult female horse. Obviously, I don't know my horse. Okay, I don't even have to read the rest, you're all dumb. The horse is a cream beige color, except for her mane and tail, which are white. The color coding is called pretty. Not wrong. Beige and white. Yes, that's what they said. Palomino paint. I don't know. I don't care. You're done. Palomino, obviously. You are going to tack up the horse, but first you have to groom her. You can't just plug a saddle on her back and go. That doesn't work. It doesn't. What happens if you do? I mean, asking for a friend. What order do you use these items? Curry comb, hoof pick, soft brush. It doesn't matter when you use the hoof pick. It doesn't. Your horse is all groomed and tacked up. You put a Western saddle on the horse. Riding Western means you can do barrel racing and other speed agility races. You can do jumping competitions. Who cares? Who cares? Or no, who knows? Those two answers that I'm very different. That I get to ride the horse. Right, that's what that means. I mean, clearly, obviously. Obviously, the answer is you can do barrel racing and speed agility races, but like, really, that means you can ride it. That's what it means. When you are leading your horse into the arena to ride, you walk beside the horse on the left, beside the horse on the right, behind the horse, in front of the horse. I'm on the horse. Seriously, all of these answers could be correct because I've done all of these things. It doesn't matter which side of the horse you're on. So clearly it's behind the horse because that's the safest place to be. And you've all seen me do that. But in front of the horse. We don't have to decide which side, left or right. It doesn't, just, you can lead the horse in front of it. It doesn't matter. You can't use a Western saddle for jumping because, I mean, you can. It's uncomfortable, you know? Now you're in the arena on the horse, ready to ride. You've checked the girth, stirrups, and the bridle. What do? Jump down and run far, far, far away. There's no way I'm ever riding a horse. Yes, that's the one. Don't I need to wear a helmet? Good thinking. Lightly squeeze the horse's sides and say, walk on, because horses speak English. I'm just gonna say lightly squeeze the horse. I mean, it's a stupid name. Okay, moving on. After riding the horse, you climb off. What next? Loosen the girth so the horse can be comfortable and go back to the stable to untack it. Hug the horse and say, well done. Go back to the stable, untack the horse, and reward it with a carrot. I'm allergic to horses and carrots and girth, whatever is that. Hug the horse and say, well done. That is what I do every single time. So that's what I'm gonna do. After taking the tack off, brushing the horse, and giving it a carrot, what do you do next? So I guess they wanted us to say, go untack the horse and reward it with a carrot. I guess I chose the wrong one. What do you do next? Leave it in the aisle? Someone else will put the horse away? Do people do this? Unclip it, yelling, run free! When they're in the pen, you can do that if they're in their pen. If it's cold outside, put it in the stall. If it's nice outside, put it in the pasture. What if you don't have stalls and you have an Icelandic who always wants to just be outside? What do you do then? Smart quiz teacher. You know, I'm just gonna say unclip it, yelling run free because the other answers are dumb. Then you wake up and realize that the whole thing was a dream? Your reaction. First one, woohoo, I'm free, I'm alive! You were alive when you ride a horse too. Actually, you're probably like the most alive when you have a horse. Oh no, more horsey. Really? Who talks like that? Who? If you talk like that, you probably shouldn't have a horsey. Really? Wow, that was really sad. I'm sad now. I want a horse. Oh well. Obviously, third one. If I asked you to tack up a horse, would you honestly be able to? I've just been faking it this whole time. I actually don't know how to tack up a horse. But I mean, of course, put a saddle on it, strap on the girth or halter or bridle or whatever, and go on. You can tie a horse up so it won't run away if it's wearing a halter harness, but if it is wearing the bridle, you can't. Why not? Because ... Clear answer right there. Because the halter is safer for the horse's face, because if you tie a horse up while it's wearing the bridle and the horse spooks, the horse could break its nose. What kind of bridle do you have on your horse? What kind of bridle are we talking about here? Because definitely the kind of bridle I have would not break my horse's nose. I'm just gonna go because the halter is safer than the horse's face. If you were in a pasture with 3 large wild horses, what would you do? Obviously, I'd curl up into a ball and wait for somebody to rescue me. You're gonna die young. Open the gate and leave, closing the gate after me. I mean, smart. Run around screaming, oh, they're cute, so harmless, hi little pony, I'm gonna give you a big hug. Nice knowing you. Keep my distance, be cautious, and don't startle them. Sensible. Make loud noises to scare them off. I would probably open the gate and leave, closing the gate after me, because that's just the smart thing to do. I mean, even if you want to be like a horse whisperer and try to like go and like pet the horse and stuff, you wouldn't. Do you think you will be a horse person? Basically, they're just gonna use this answer for their results. So, do you think you will be a horse person? Of course. Last question. What's your difference between a colt and a filly? What's the difference? Colts are boys and fillies are girls. Colts are guns and fillies is screamsies? Gender, mostly colts are male foals and fillies are female foals. So, obviously, gender mostly, if you want to presume their gender. Submit answer. You are 61% a horse person? I'm lower than the last one. Huh? This makes me sad. You love horses and probably take lessons. Probably. If you don't take riding lessons, then you know a lot more than the average person about horses. Then why am I only 16%? You view them as majestic creatures, but also as a wonderful means of transportation. I don't usually see horses as a means of transportation, but I mean that works too if you need transportation. And I wouldn't say it's cheaper than gas, even right now. But if that's what you need. Good. Okay, so that was the end of our little quiz competition thing here. I'm quite disappointed with my results, to be honest. I was wanting to be a little bit higher than 64%. But obviously these quizzes know everything, so I probably need to work on how high I can jump my horse. I hope you guys found this video entertaining. If you did, give it a big like and subscribe. If you have any ideas for future videos for me, let me know down in the comments and I will be glad to think about it. I will think about it. You can go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I'll see you next Sunday because that's when I post videos. So, bye!